Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. Again, welcome to the subcommittee. Thank you for your testimony. Ms. Secretary, your submitted testimony regarding AMCOM, an organization that will be critical in the Army's role to Indo-Pacific. We're very encouraged by that. But the recent memo suggested the merger of the Army Futures Command and Training and Doctrine Command into a single command. Given the urgency to modernize, as you have indicated, will this new command have any acquisition authority, or will you continue with today's current and, sometimes, quite frankly, slow requirement process? Either one if you want to address
I'll start on this. So first, I think we both said in our opening comments, part of this is streamlining some of our, it doesn't make necessarily having a whole bunch of headquarters doesn't make things go faster. I would argue that, streamlining that will help. There's a couple of things we're doing. This will really help, I think, on the requirements process, because right now we have all these different functions that are trying to do similar things in two commands, and we need to combine those together. So that's one aspect of it. But it also gets to changing how our processes. One of the things, for example, that we've done with our next-gen command and control is, rather than give a 250-page requirements document, we're basically explaining a characterization of need. We're saying, hey, here's the problem we need industry to solve. And we went out there, and there's a consortium of those tech industries that were able to help us do that. That's one aspect of it. The other is that we have to put users and developers together inside of our formations. That's another thing we're doing, so that you have engineers, smart people that know how to solve these problems with robots or drones. They're right inside of our formations, and they're seeing, the problems that our soldiers are facing. So I would say it's a combination of things, and I think combining these headquarters will help us to streamline that. It's also going to get more of our leaders back down into our fighting formations, which is something that I know everybody wants.
And Congressman, just anecdotally, to kind of tell a real-world example of how we're trying to think about things differently. Chief and I visited the West Coast and went to a tech company that makes autonomous software for vehicles. And we said, have you ever tested this on a military vehicle? And they said, no, we can't wait the couple of years to get it. There's too much paperwork. There are too many forms. And we basically worked with the team to get them a Humvee and an infantry squad vehicle within about a week. And they said, well, what do you want us to do with it? And we said, well, just do anything you can do to it in 10 days and send us a video. So they sent us a video. They had fully automated it. They had tied it in with drones. They had made it so you could repair it with the manual that they had uploaded to a screen remotely. And then they sent us this video, and we thought, this is incredible. We got to get it in the hands of soldiers. So we put it on a shipping truck and instantly drove it to JRTC. And this morning I woke up to a video of soldiers testing this new system. The entire time from start to in the hands of soldiers was about 6 weeks. And so what we're hoping to do is basically capture these lessons in real time. We don't know that it's a good idea or not, but we know that we'll know in about a week if it's a good enough idea to invest some more resources. And I think the merger of these two commands, the intent is to empower soldiers that are currently stovepiped to work together to do these things at scale across the formations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I want to thank you both for coming to my office and talking to me about this week and last week regarding the Army's modernization directive, especially the discussion of merging Army's Future Command with TRADOC. As you know, my biggest concern is enabling the bureaucracy that has delayed acquisition over the years. We got to move faster. And we've got to be moved faster to be lethal. And we don't want to enable people who keep us from getting what we need to the battlefield. And I love what you're saying so far. So can you explain to me how merging Futures Command with TRADOC will decrease the bureaucracy's ability to slow down and allow us to streamline to acquire technology at a place that is relevant?
I'll start on that. So, our plan right now is we're going to, it'll be the Army's Transformation and Training Command. It will stay, the primary headquarters, Congressman, down in Austin, technical hub. We like what's down there, as far as the culture, the software factory, the ideas for innovation and change. But a lot of these changes are also going to occur inside that command that have to happen at the Combined Arms Center at Leavenworth, at the Centers of Excellence. And I mentioned it earlier when your colleague, was asking about it, where I think we can combine and move things and consolidate, some of our form and function that we have at some of those places as well, like Fort Sill or Fort Benning. The other thing that we are looking to do is to automate a lot of our processes. And I think I've mentioned this to you, when I can go to a smart board in my office rather than asking questions, and I can immediately see the data. So some of this is changing our processes and how we're doing that. And last thing I'd mention is, Secretary mentioned this, we've had a lot of whiteboard sessions here on how we would, we're going to move this at speed. And so I do think, we have to transform faster, and we're going to have to figure out how we can buy things on a much more rapid, modular open system architecture, and we're working on that as well.
And Congressman, we have approximately 35,000 people that are in our acquisitions. We don't know what the right number is. That is too many. What ends up occurring is you just have so many human beings involved that everything gets slowed down. There are just required, and these are our own. This is not blaming anyone but ourselves. We have got to cut through some of these layers so that the feedback loop between the actual soldier testing the thing, getting that learning, or testing or using it in actual combat, getting that learning into our system and getting that to the software developer or the manufacturer to get the next prototype out, to get the next thing in the field, is what has made American innovation so strong in the last 20, 25 years. These venture capital models for how they back companies to test, innovate, learn, grow, and repeat again and again and again until they hit scale. We, the Army, need to do it, and we're hopeful that we're taking the first steps.